Hey there, welcome inside our CBS Sports Network studios. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Beanie Wells. Got some coaching news to discuss, and where else to start than with Steve Sarkisian. Sources told CBS Sports there is a belief in college and NFL circles that he could be looking for an NFL job. The Athletic was first to report the news. Kevin, what's your reaction to that?
My reaction is, well, when someone leaks that is a real thing. I mean, if he's taking a look, if the grass is greener on the other side, it's probably true. I mean, it's a rumor, but it's true. But I think that, look, if you're a college coach right now, you have to take inventory and really weigh your options of where you are. You've got three parts of your program: who you can recruit, who you can bring in and keep, and who you can get through the portal. That's such a tricky landscape, and it's becoming more and more challenging with NIL and players getting paid. 15 to 25 new players on every roster every spring. They account for this attrition, and some of these college coaches are just getting exhausted with playing the game. And obviously, Steve Sarkisian is the latest to entertain options elsewhere.
You know what? You make a great point in terms of coaches getting exhausted with what they have to do this day and age with the NIL and transfer portal, and how you have to recruit your own roster on a consistent basis. I know that's not a job that I definitely want to do whatsoever, because it's too much and too time consuming. But then on the other side, you start to look at, okay, is this a situation to where he just saw Kirk Cinetti go out and get a high dollar raise, and he's just maybe putting some fillers out there so he can go back to the University of Texas and say, hey, you guys want me here? Pay me, keep me here. And then you also have to think, has he exhausted all options at the University of Texas? Do we all believe that right now where Texas is, this is the best it's going to get? Can they go out and legitimately win a national championship? They've been close. They've gotten to the college football playoff, but they just hadn't been able to get over the hump. Is that due in part to the players that they're able to recruit, or lack thereof recruit? I don't know, but it's definitely interesting that he's putting out there that he's potentially looking at a job, or it's leaked that he's looking for an NFL job.
Good take by both of you guys. Let's shift our attention to Lane Kiffin. This week, he had to address rumors of his potential fit for the Florida Gators head coaching vacancy. Reports are he was going to tell his team, this is what happens when you win. But guys, how will he navigate this the rest of the season? That certainly bears watching how it's going to play out.
That is a really, really hard balance to strike with your team, okay? Because I guess in this day and age, I'm associating it to the loyalty in which you walk into someone's living room and you shake hands with their parents and you make a commitment to this family. I know that means less and less in today's landscape of college football. I know that players and kids understand that their talents are monetized and that they have an opportunity somewhere else. Man, hey, God bless you. Go out and do it. And I think Lane Kiffin is one of those guys that, I see other players from other teams walking up to Lane Kiffin during his interviews. He is a well-loved coach. So, maybe he is able to handle it because of his personality. Maybe he's straightforward with his players. Maybe he's like, hey, man, this is what happens when you win. I love you guys, but if I get a better opportunity, I'm gone. Maybe they're like, cool, coach, but maybe they're a little salty. So I don't know what quite the climate is inside that locker room, but Lane Kiffin is definitely who Florida wants. That I can tell you. Through my alumni associations, Florida wants Lane Kiffin in the worst way. They love his flair on offense, and they love his cockiness because it's reminiscent of a guy named Steve Spurrier.
Ah, yes. That's a good parallel.
When you think about Lane Kiffin, the one thing that we all know he is very outspoken. He's not afraid to speak his mind. So when he comes out and says, I'm going to talk to my team about it, but he doesn't come out and say, you know what, I'm not worried about this job. I'm not taking this job. That makes you start to think there. Maybe it is a situation to where he's letting his team know, hey, yes, this is what happens when you're good, and this is something I may very well be pondering, but we also are in a position right now to where we can go still win a championship. So let's go out and do that and not worry about where I'm going to be or where anybody's going to end up. But it's definitely interesting that he didn't come out and deny that he wanted any part of this job.
It does kind of fit his mold. Like, he's not going to do it the way every other coach in history that's been in this position has done it. Still an open job in Happy Valley to discuss. Kirk Cinetti, of course, won't be the guy. So who do you guys have your eyes on for the Penn State job, Kevin?
I'm going to defer to Beanie first. You got to answer this first. I'll have to react because I thought that Penn State made a mistake firing James Franklin too soon.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm like, what else do you want other than being relevant in the college football playoff picture year in and year out? Oh, he can't win the big one? You mean the being one drive away from winning a national championship a year ago? Like, what are we talking about here? And how much better do you think you're going to accomplish, especially after the wake of things that happened with Joe Paterno and that whole situation, getting this program back on its feet to relevancy? Foolish, Penn State. Foolish.
I'm with you. I mean, he was, like you said, a drive away, then an interception away in overtime of beating a tough Oregon football team. But nonetheless, who do I believe that would make a lot of sense is I'd have to go down south to Alex Gullish. We just watched him obviously lose a tough game, but nonetheless, this is a great football team. He has brought USF out of the ashes and made them nationally relevant. They went out and beat they went out and beat Florida, the Gators, and they've won some tough matchups over the last couple of years. I think he's a coach that can make a lot of sense. He's once upon a time was at Ohio State, so he has the Big Ten tie. I think that can make a lot of sense.
Kevin, I like that there's less of a filter. I feel like ever since you turned 50, there's less of a filter.
You notice I didn't answer your question about who they should get in there because I don't have anybody.
It shouldn't be an
opening.
Yeah.
So you don't worry. You don't need my help, Penn State. You go ahead and hire who you want.
Your son Zion, he would weigh in on this as well, saying that filter, it was like a line in the sand when you turn 50 with this.
Hey, happens with time. We get better with age.
Speaking of Penn State, any thoughts where James Franklin might end up? You want to defer to Beanie on this as well?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, Beanie.
I mean, this is very tough. You know, I mean, you have to, look at the openings that are going to be out there. I think Arkansas is a potential place that could make a lot of sense for James Franklin in terms of the talent that he would be able to recruit and where they are in the SEC. I believe James Franklin could uplift that program and put them on a map, a much better situation than they had the last couple of years. And then you have to start thinking, if Sark does indeed leave and go to the NFL, you want a head coach that is able to recruit, that is able to stabilize a program. We've watched James Franklin do it at Penn State, so what makes us believe he wouldn't be able to do it at a place like Texas with the resources maybe a little bit better than he had?
Yeah, I think James Franklin could go anywhere and coach and be successful. I really do. I think there are a number of names that are out there and people are talking about. People could come away from other programs, but there's a short list of people that have done what James Franklin has been able to do, and he's done it in different environments, in different cultures, in different conferences. See, that's what we're talking about, because you have to fit the culture of the team that you're going to coach and command. It's about recruiting. It's about the area. How do you relate to the people? James Franklin has proven to me, Vanderbilt, Penn State, dude, come on, man. He's been in the South. He's been up north. To me, he's the ideal candidate to go anywhere and do anything because he's that kind of coach.
One thing about it, when you get let go, you got to jump right back on the horse. Because we've seen in the past, maybe you take a little bit of time off. You can't now. While your name is still in the news, and obviously an impressive resume. Beanie Wells, Kevin Carter, I'm Brent Stover. So long for now from Studio 44.